Southern Utah teen sentenced in drug-fueled shooting death. Washington County approves 52% property tax increase. And your daily weather forecast coming up with highs, lows, and everything you need to know for the days ahead.
You're watching St. George News at 5, brought to you by our studio sponsor, We Win Injury Law.
Good afternoon, I'm Monica McLaughlin. An 18-year-old Canaraville man has been sentenced to 1 year in jail and 3 years of probation after pleading guilty to drug and weapons charges tied to a fatal shooting in July. Kyle Black Jessup admitted to providing drugs to the victim, who prosecutors say became violent during a confrontation that led to the shooting. The judge called the case a tragedy, but said the sentence reflects Jessup's young age, lack of prior criminal history, and potential for rehabilitation. The Washington County Commission approved a 52% property tax increase for the Hurricane Valley Fire District to address growth and operational costs, though the hike could be temporary if new sales tax legislation passes in 2025. For more on what this means for residents and the fire district's future, here's Maury Kessler.
The Washington County Commission approved a 52% property tax increase for the Hurricane Valley Fire District as a part of its 2025 budget. Officials say the hike is necessary to address rising cost and inflation demands. Leeds Mayor Bill Hoster, chair of the Fire District's administrative board, called the increase a precautionary measure. The last time there was a property tax increase was in 2017, despite increased call volumes, hiring of additional personnel, and inflation. Washington County Commissioner Adam Snow commended the board for using the fire district savings before resorting to a tax increase.
It hurts at the cash register. It hurts at the gas pump. It sucks to try and afford things in America right now. It is very expensive. And so we don't want to put that burden on until you absolutely have to. You've gone a couple of years now, as I understand, borrowing from savings and draining down your savings, because it's hard to ask the taxpayers to say, hey, I need more money when you're kind of sitting on money, right?
Right.
But you've done, I think, in my opinion, the best you possibly can on that.
While the tax hike was passed by the county commission, it may end up being a temporary measure. Proposed legislation from State Representative Joseph Ellison aims to fund emergency services with a 1% sales tax, shifting the cost to visitors. If passed in 2025, Holster said the burden on property owners within the fire district could be rolled back later that year. Until then, Holster said the tax increase ensures the fire district can continue to meet growing community needs.
Thanks, Maury. A jury found Randy Holt Lessing guilty of reckless child abuse, homicide, and obstruction of justice in the death of a 2-year-old in Washington City last year, concluding a 3-day trial. We'll go to Cody Blowers for more details on the verdict and what's next in this case.
The 3-day jury trial came to a close in the case of 30-year-old Randy Holt Lessing, who was on trial in the death of 2-year-old Emmeline Mitchell. The toddler was transported to the hospital with severe head trauma, and she was later flown to a trauma center in Las Vegas, where she died 5 days later. Following the final day of trial, the jury returned with a special verdict Wednesday afternoon.
I'll have the clerk read the verdict.
State of Utah versus Randy Holt Lessing, case number 231-501-588. We, the jurors, duly paneled the caption case, hereby find the defendant Randy Holt Lessing, count 1, guilty of child abuse, homicide, reckless. Count 2, guilty of obstruction, dated November 20th, 2024.
Sentencing has been scheduled to take place in January.
Thanks, Cody. Now we'll take a look at your daily weather forecast, brought to you by Casablanca Resort and Casino. In St. George, it's currently 61 degrees under mostly sunny skies. Tonight, expect a low of 33. Tomorrow, we'll see a high of 67 and a low of 38, with mostly sunny conditions. Over in Mesquite, it's sunny and 65 at the moment. Tonight's low will be around 38. Tomorrow's forecast calls for a high of 71 and a low of 43, with sunny skies. Up in Cedar City, it's sunny and 52 right now. Expect a low of 31 tonight. Tomorrow, the high will reach 61 with a low of 39 under partly cloudy skies. From a Beaver Highs 1A championship to the upcoming Battle for the Axe this Saturday, it's a big week for football in Southern Utah. Let's go to Aaron Crane with your local sports update.
Thanks, Monica. This past week in sports, Beaver High School has done it again, claiming their second consecutive 1A football state championship with a dominant 43-22 win over Kanab in Cedar City. The Beavers started strong with 2 early touchdowns, and despite a rally from the Cowboys, Beavers defense and special teams sealed the deal with a scoop and score and a 91-yard kickoff return. With the win, Beaver finishes the season 12-1, celebrating another stellar year and continuing their dominance in 1A South region. This Saturday, the Utah Tech Trailblazers and the Southern Utah Thunderbirds reignite their rivalry in Cedar City for the annual Battle for the Axe. Meanwhile, the 6-5 Thunderbirds feature star running back Targi Lamson, who leads the FCS in rushing yards and is just 70 yards shy of breaking SUU's single-season record. Kickoff is set for 1 p.m. at Eccles Coliseum. Now back to you, Monica.
Thanks, Aaron. Now let's head over to Sheldon and Amy for your favorite weekend adventure guide.
That's right, so many great things happening this weekend. We're here at Laser Mania. They got a new attraction. It's called Hero Zone. You got to bring the family over here and check it out.
And don't forget, Jubilee of Trees starts Thursday, goes through Saturday. You're going to love it.
Oh, it's a big event. They have those beautiful trees, plus all the cookies and the pastries. It gets you into the Christmas spirit. Get down to the Dixie Center and go to the Jubilee of Trees.
Speaking of spirit, 30% off at Tuacahn.
Tuacahn's got their Black Friday sale going on right now till December 2nd. You just got to go and just get into those deals. And that's what's going on this weekend in Southern Utah. For a full list of events, see our TGIF listing on stgeorgenews.com.
Now back to you in the studio.
Thank you for watching St. George News at 5. To learn more about our studio sponsor, We Win Injury Law, go to wewininjurylaw.com. I'm Monica McLaughlin with St. George News, your #1 source for local news.
This has been St. George News at 5, brought to you by We Win Injury Law.